share good news.
Sharing good vibes, sharing good news, sharing from the city.
A blessed afternoon to all. First, let me thank Father Ojoy for inviting me to deliver a short message on the launching of his excellent book, God's Whispers of Love. Have you heard God's Whispers of Love? Let me start with a paraphrase of Levi and Rose with my comment. On the day that you were born, the angels sang, "Glory to God on high," and roses bloomed. This is Levi and Rose, the way of a life of roses, albeit roses have thorns. I continue with a song by Carrie Spencer York, As You Travel Through Life. Keep a song in your heart, and you'll always have gladness to share. Keep love in your heart, and you're sure to find love everywhere. Keep a dream in your heart, and miracles you will behold. And with love in your heart, with a song and a dream, you'll never have time to grow old. Father Virgilio A. Ojoy, OP, ended his homily and eulogy for Agustin King Bengzon with this poem by Frances and Kathleen Cello. God saw you getting tired, and a cure was not to be. So he put his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." And though we loved you dearly, we couldn't make you stay. Your golden heart stopped beating. God broke our hearts to prove to us he only takes the best. God fulfilled his whisper of love to Tim on July 14, 2021. He had just celebrated his 80th birthday on June 29, 2021. So I did not expect the Holy Triune God, whom King had served faithfully all his life, to call him peacefully in his sleep and wake up to a joyful homecoming of eternal love. All praise, glory, and thanks to God. His will be done. I end my message with the prayer sang by Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion. I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we will be safe. I pray we'll find your light and hold it in our heart. When stars go out at night, let this be our prayer, which shall fill our day. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith, we'll be safe. We ask that life be kind and watch us from above, another soul to love. Let this be our prayer, just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace, give us faith, so we'll be safe. Thank you.
Last night at around 9 p.m., there was a whisper that came to me through a text message The whisper was from Father Ojoy. He informed me about this book launching, if I'm available today. And I look immediately to my calendar. Obviously, I'm available. But he did not mention about the birthday celebration. And so when I said, okay, I can give a short message, I was thinking it's a small group of friends. But anyway, I'm happy to see you all, and bear with me if I'm a little informal about this message of mine. I have only 3 things to say, all of them, to Father Ojoy, but it's good in your hearing, para hindi na siya maka-atras. One is firstly, congratulations. Congratulations, Father Ojoy, for this book. The title itself tells us already a lot of things and it's very inviting. And coming here, it reminded me of my earliest encounter with Father Ojoy. That was 40 kilos ago. 1 kilo per year. So you can compute, that's around 40 years. I'm not sure if Father Ojoy remembers. I was a first-year pre-novice, and he was a chorista. And he taught us, to help us in our English, in some writing skills. And actually, honestly, my feeling about that class, I was afraid. Kasi, I don't know if you have been under him in a class. Ang lalim ng mga vocabulary ni Father Ojoy. Siguro kung out of 10, tatanungin mo yung meaning sa akin, kailangan ko talaga ng dictionary. But the point is, it is hard work. If you want to learn, if you want to master something, you have to work. You have to build your vocabulary. And with that, I'm not surprised that he came up with this book. So that part, I'm not surprised. But I know this one is different, especially for a Dominican. Because this is not just an academic endeavor. I think there's so much of the person that is in the book. It is a fruit of one's contemplation. For those who are familiar with our mottos, this is definitely a fruit of contemplation. It was not just written last year or 2 years ago. If you would ask him, how long was this in the making? I think it started from that time that he started reflecting about life, reflecting on his vocation, reflecting on his faith, encountering the Lord in His Word, in the Gospel. It started there. And that's why this book is very precious. I mean, no amount of price can really, that would really fit the book. If you think of something that was years in the making. So congratulations, Father Ojoy, for coming up with this. May this really serve not only our friends here, but the brothers in the province to continue. Second, I heard from Father Jomar, I checked with him. He told us there are 3 things a man should do in his life. One is plant a tree. I think if you have heard that, well, that's easy to do. Second is write a book. The third is sire a child. I think just concentrate on writing books. The challenge is to write more. Please, Father Ojoy, I know you are very capable. Write more. And the third is that the challenge is something that I ask. Father Ojoy is a member of the Dominican Communications. And in that section, there is a section that deals with written works. And just as you have taught us before, I ask to help promote the culture of writing among our younger brothers. There are many brothers who are good, but they are also already good, but there are brothers who need help. And I hope they can really find time. I hope it's not too much to ask. That's why I said it's good, it's in their hearing. so that Father Ojoy could not say no. I think with Father Jomar, who is the chair of Dominican Communications, he is here to support also. I hope we can really come up with something to help our younger brothers to let the fruit of their contemplation be available not only to social media but to serious publications. Congratulations, Father Ojoy, and God bless you in all your endeavors.
I have already shared so many ideas and insights through the book, Whispers of God's Love. Knowing the real possibility of communication overdose, I will make this message short. At least I will try. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming today to share the joys of a belated birthday celebration with me. Second, I thank you for buying my latest book, the proceeds of which shall be devoted to an educational fund that will finance the schooling of poor students who possess the drive to get out of poverty despite the odds. I hope that you buy more. Or at least, after seeing the merits of the book, encourage your friends and relatives, and even your enemies to purchase it. Who knows, after reading the book through your recommendation, your enemy might make friends with you, especially after reading the homily entitled, Forgiving is Finding Serenity. I assure you that your money will not go to waste. It will enrich you spiritually and enrich the beneficiaries of our educational fund. My endless gratitude, of course, is reserved to the family of the late Elisa Bengzon, represented here by his wife, Mrs. Elisa Bengzon, who financed the publication of this book. Without the family, I would have no book to launch today. Thank you, Elisa, and thank you for the kind words. I would like to share with you the most valuable insight that I have learned through my 65 years of existence. It is this: the most important value that we must have to nurture is relationships. If you notice, all of you here, without exception, have developed a special relationship with me. I tried to nourish that relationship and infuse it with openness, care, understanding, and love. The Bengzons had their homes blessed by me and tagged me along in some of their travels. It is through them that I was able to experience an unforgettable vacation in a resort that was voted as the most beautiful island in the world, the Pangulasan Island in Palawan. The Daludong Inakay clan, they are here, shared with me more than 2 decades of familial relationship. I saw the ups and downs of their business, selling high-end kitchenware like Solingen from Germany. They also saw the ups and downs of my life as a priest. Through all those roller coaster rides, we stuck with one another. They celebrated my birthday every year in their home and requested my presence in the important milestones of their lives together with the Colliantes family. Beside them is the family of Joseph and Pochi Kua, represented here by Pochi. They always invited me to their home, especially during the Feast of St. Joseph. That will be tomorrow, so I'll be there. I shared beautiful memories with them, blessing their homes, blessing their dying relatives, and burying them. So it is a very profound relationship. The family of Mayen Chua, whose stores and buildings I blessed. Mayen, during the pre-pandemic times, would pop up at the Medical Arts building of the Federal Mundo Medical Center to celebrate Mass with us on her birthday. After the Mass, she would give me a gift for her birthday. Nabaligtad yata ang mundo ko. Mayen is here. Would you please raise your hand, Mayen, to be recognized? The Chinquanco family, whose patriarch, the late Louis Chinquanco, developed a profound fraternal relationship with me. He called You see how profound it is. He called or texted me at midnight or the wee hours of the morning just to breathe out his frustrations at the devastation of his cars and machinery due to the typhoon Ojoy. After he recovered through his packaging tapes business, he often would ask me what I needed for my advocacies. I asked for wheelchairs, groceries for the lepers in Tala, and he obliged without questions, spending hundreds of thousands of pesos. He gave me every year, without my asking for it, a substantial amount for my educational fund, upon learning that I was supporting some scholars. When he died, I felt like I lost a brother. But before he died, and this showed how loving a person he was, he told his wife, Lynn, and children to continue what he was doing for others and for me. He, of course, built a 5-story building where his wife and 4 children can securely and comfortably reside. Tia, by the way, the daughter of Louis Chinquanco, Isa, and her husband, Grant, are here to represent the family. Please raise your hand. There they are. The Tia and Tan families, whose mother I also called Mama Gloria. They are here. Please raise your hands. There they are. Mama Gloria would approach me before I said Mass in Santo Domingo Church to request for a confession, and she would not take a no for an answer. Since she was my Mama Gloria as well, I always acceded to her request. One of her daughters, Lailani, with her husband Dong, asked me many more years back to bless a tiny 3x5 square meter store of car accessories. When I came back after 5 years of study in Belgium, that tiny little store has grown into 3 huge stores along Banawi Street in Quezon City. Now with at least 4 buildings and many branches nationwide, the latest of which I blessed last February in Legazpi City, I could safely say that the couple, with the help of my sister Connie and the rest of the family, have built an empire of car parts and accessories. The Lupena family, in whose building I celebrated First Friday Masses, is Carol here? Carol Lupena and her children? Maybe they're not yet here. Whose son's wedding I officiated in Baguio, whose grandchildren I all baptized, and whose many buildings I also blessed, has sustained a deep connection with me. When I appealed for help for some scholars who were heavily affected by the pandemic, the matriarch of the family, Carol, with her tongue-in-cheek, told me, "Sandali lang, Father. Magwawalis muna ako ng bahay. Baka may mawalis ako." The following day, boom! She gave me a substantial amount that sufficiently provided for the needs of the school year and maybe 3 years more. Carol, kung narito ka, dalas-dalasan mo pang pagwawalis, ha? When our convent was feeling the pangs of a largely reduced budget due to the pandemic, the Padre Familia of the Plana family came to our rescue. He gave us a monthly assistance and helped us celebrate our birthdays by providing for all the food and drinks for the celebrations. It was a great relief for me, who was tasked by our Father Prior to manage a budget that could hardly make both ends meet. Sometimes, it came to a point when I did not have anything to manage. Ang hirap nun. The Belmontes. Ojoy Belmonte was a star player at the PBA and a varsity player of basketball at UST when I was vice rector. They became very close to me. They always asked me to bless their house, to bless their gasoline stations, and all other businesses that they engaged in. And then they offered me their vacation house in Baguio. I can go there anytime. And I still have the key with me. I haven't returned it yet. And also, they asked me if I wanted to go to a resort somewhere in Zambales, and it's always there available for me. That's how profound the relationship I had with the Belmontes. The Precious Blood Charismatic Community, with its former servant leaders, Brother Nards and Sister Josie Macaspa, started a caring relationship with me. I said Mass for the members of the community every Saturday and gave them recollections. They personally cooked dinner for me after every Mass and showered me with so much affection until they migrated to the US. Their successors, Brother Ferdy and Sister Gloria Villanueva, they are here. Kindly raise your hands. They are there. They lived up to expectations. They did not care only for the community. They likewise deepened the relationship with me as their spiritual director in a fellowship that has lasted for almost 20 years. The Elepaños. Mrs. Elepaño, Lourdes Elepaño is here. They are the manufacturer of Chef Tony's popcorn. If you're familiar with that popcorn, she's here and she can give you a large discount if you buy wholesale. She's my tennis playmate, and her husband, her late husband, also featured in the book. She always confessed to me, and she always called me his father confessor. But I think that he was holier than I am. So when he died, I said to myself, an angel confessed to me. I can go on and on up to tomorrow morning. You like? With the many stories with each one of you. But remember, I promised to make this short. I already broke that promise. I do not want to make it any worse. What I can finally say is, with each one of you, without exception, I have developed a profound relationship which I would cherish to the end of my days. This for me is very important. In fact, it is the most important value. For in God's kingdom, we cannot bring anything, not our mansions, not our buildings, not our cars, except a loving relationship with our God and a caring relationship with one another. These two we shall bring to eternity. This is what I want to whisper to each one of you today. The other whispers you can read through the pages of my book.